Hi, this is Larry Slagle with another executive session of Maslin Magazine. I'm here with Paul Manson, the longest-serving council person on the Maslin City Council at the current time. How you doing, Paul?
Pretty good, Larry.
And how's City Council doing?
Pretty good right now.
And why is that? What's happened that's made council a little bit more bearable?
Well, we have some pretty good, decent people that want to try to work together, but the other thing is that the city income tax being raised, I think, has helped everybody a little bit, you know.
And how's the city going to benefit from that and the council people?
Well, the city's going to benefit because we're going to be able to do a lot of work on streets and infrastructure that needs done. Council people, I think the ward people, myself, I'm kind of pushing. The administration is working on a plan right now, okay, and they're going to grade all the streets in town so we can get an idea where we want to start.
Okay.
They're graded like from 1 to 100, I guess, 100 being the best. And that's what we use for a template to start. And then I think the way I would look at it, I'm at large, but I would look at it that the individual ward council people, I think, should have some input on that. You know, I think it's something that we have to do something in every ward. I think people expect that. I know, you know, I just hear when they talk about paving projects and stuff, they don't want to move equipment all over the place, but they're going to have to plan, and I think they need to do something for every ward.
You must be pleased about the income tax increase because I think you supported every time it went on the ballot.
Yes.
And that's some political risk always to ask for more tax money. Isn't that true?
Yes. I think I talked to you about 10 years ago about it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And we've seen some road repairs already being done, but that's not through this tax increase money, is it?
No. What's going on right now with Main Street and 17th Street, and then they'll be coming downtown to Tommy Henrik and Federal. We wanted to try to do some stuff with 11th and Lake, but I think that's going to have to go into next year. But that was done with money that was part of the Marketplace TIF that the state released to us.
And explain that a little bit so people understand why there's a difference between that money and the fact that the tax money hasn't yet been received.
Right. That money, TIFs were set up by the state. It's tax incremental financing rather than like a development area like Marketplace, and the other one would be like up here with where Target and stuff are at. The money, instead of just going in as taxes to the city, goes into TIF funds, and it's supposed to be for infrastructure improvements right in that area or related to that. Now they are loosening their guidelines up a little bit.
So that's given some immediate relief, but the tax money that's going to come in is going to give hopefully a large relief to the city for that.
Tax money will start in January.
Okay.
And it's going to average somewhere between $100,000 and $120,000 a month, roughly. We expect the conversation we've had and stuff. We expect in the end it'll probably amount to about $2 million a year, but we expect the first year to only probably get up to about $1.2 million or so. It'll take 1.5 to 2 years before everything gets.
Now, there's also some catch basins that need to be repaired. That might be another rather significant problem in the city.
Yeah, I've been on that really bad, really hard, and I've had Mike McGee working on that.
Now, Mike McGee being?
He is the income tax director.
Okay.
And he helps with putting the budget together and stuff. And we just recertified another $900,000. That means our tax revenue is up. Our tax revenue for this year is up $1.4 million.
That's a very positive development, too.
Yes, this is the second recertification. And out of that $900,000, we're talking right now of setting up $300,000 to be just on catch basins. My thinking is Okay, we know we're going to get a list of these streets and, which ones need to be done first and that stuff. But there are a lot of streets that the streets are not broken down, and I even have this in my own neighborhood, but some of the catch basins are destroyed. Well, I'm tired of looking at, and it's unsafe, all these metal plates and cones we have around town. So even though we're not going to get to some of these streets for several years.
The streets
probably.
themselves, yeah.
Yes, but we need to get these catch basins taken care of. We need to, these metal plates have to be unsafe. You think about people plowing snow and doing things like that.
Now, there's a special person that's handling that for the administration?
That will be through the engineering department.
Okay.
Okay. But the funding, the income tax director and the auditor are working together on that, trying to see what funds, we can get for that.
Well, I think we'd be remiss because it's been a sad week for the city, losing Perry Sturgis, and I think Law Director Sturgis and you he probably was elected law director and you came on council very similar times.
He was just ahead of me. Yep, very close though.
So you had worked with him, and Perry was always an honorable, decent man that always tried to do the right thing for the city without letting politics involved. So my sympathy to the Sturgis family and all their friends, and even the council members that met with him. So
Perry was the kind of guy, he could tell you, no, you're wrong, but it didn't upset you. He was able to work with you.
Okay, he'll be sorely missed, but
yes, he will be.
It's been a sad week here. So what else do you think's going to be facing the city then in the next year?
Well, the mayor had the one meeting about and had Shearing in.
Okay. The state representative, or is he a state senator? I
have a problem figuring out which one he's in myself. But when I was coming here, I was thinking, which is he?
I think he's a state senator now, but
I think he is too.
He and Scott Olschlager seem to.
They have traded positions a few times.
All right.
But they were in and made a presentation, and the state, after about 15 or more years of the state and federal government reducing revenue, now they are starting to increase some of it again. And there's some funding been set up, not a huge amount. I think it was less than 100 million, maybe 60 million or something, where cities, if you're trying to redevelop some of your older buildings and stuff, they're making funds available. And if you have a building and you come up with a viable plan that's approved, you can get up to like 45% of your investment back, like 20% from the federal government, 25% from the state government.
Now, is that just a building owned by the city, or are these private buildings as well?
Private buildings.
And when was that presentation?
That was about a month ago, maybe a month and a half.
And if someone has a private building and would be interested in having that type of assistance, who would they have to get in contact with?
They should get with community development, and that would be Dave Maley or Barb Sylvester,
or even the mayor's office.
And the mayor's office. Yeah, that's ultimately but any of those. Okay.
What else? That's really a positive thing.
That's very positive, and there's a lot of good things going on around town. And really, the state of Ohio is doing better than the average in the nation. 10 years ago, Texas was a shining star, and right now their unemployment is like 1% higher than the national average.
And we're
doing well. Yeah, we're below. And there's a lot of money being spent in Ohio. Look at E-Tank here in Massillon. That'll be opening up sometime before too long. They're building. They have those big tanks that they use in the fracking business.
And that's still a positive development, because some of the fracking industry I know has cut back on what they were doing.
Yes, there was a contraction there for a while, but still there is a need. And as growth worldwide goes up, there will be more of a need. And we are in a great area for that. Just like if you go down to Carrollton, Carrollton's working on about a $700 million project on a natural gas electrical generating plant.
We've seen the new businesses opening up there on down off of Lincoln Way, just east of the river.
Yes, on Tommy Hendrick, and that's what I was talking about. We will be repaving those streets down there in that area. They're opening up.
Any new other businesses coming in that we're aware of?
The One North office building.
That's being developed there by
Gessner's.
Okay.
By Bob Gessner or the Gessner family. I'm not sure exactly how it is being
and
done.
others.
But if you go by there, they've got some walls started up, and they actually are putting up the elevator shaft today.
Oh.
Right in the middle of the building, you can see the elevator shaft.
So all this is, and in my opinion, is going to be a very positive couple years, hopefully a decade for the city of Massillon, because obviously with good money means good services, and that the increase in the taxes will assist. So thank you, City of Massillon residents. Anything else you want to talk about, Paul? You're the one on council now.
Well, I don't know. I'm just pretty positive about Massillon and the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
I believe you say 10 years. I believe maybe even longer than that. We're heading in the
Very
right
good
direction.
upsurge.
You know, we had to rebuild,
Right.
and we are past the bottom, and we are going up, just like the old Republic Steel land. Already it's created some business for us with that pipe and stuff like that, but they're already planning beyond that. That pipe will probably be out of there in a couple of years.
So that's what all that pipe is down there?
That's for a pipeline that's going to run from down in Carroll County somewhere all the way up towards Detroit, and maybe even under the lake over to Canada, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. You see that when you drive along 21, and people wonder all the time what that's for.
Yeah. That might have gotten slowed down a little bit, though. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But still, it's going to happen. It'll happen.
Well, I've been talking with Paul Manson, council at large at the City of Massillon since 2004. Long time, Paul. I admire you being able to do that for so long. It's frequently a thankless job. So
sometimes you just have to learn. You
thank
don't
you,
get
Paul,
your
for
own
being
way
there
all the time.
So this has been Larry Slagle with another executive session of Massillon Magazine, and we'll see you next time.